you've done an interview. I spoke with you last week. I'm sorry, I spoke about you last week with you're right with Donnie Spallbreaker, and you had to put it on his show before as well.
Oh yeah.
And we were talking, and he was just saying he's surprised how, just considering everything you've gone through and are continually going through, that you've been able to kind of hold it together and stay so grounded. And I put words in your mouth, and I said, basically, I think you credit probably a lot, not just your relationship with Morgan has been supportive, but also the community that have kept you together. And so it's the community you've built has been a kind of a refuge for you. How's that? Can you talk about that a little bit? How that's kind of helped with wading through all this garbage?
Yeah, I mean, again, if you have a lot of people supporting you, it's a lot easier to stand on your own 2 feet. Morgan's been huge. I mean, I was doing this before she showed up, but it was, yeah. I couldn't probably put into words how much of an improvement to my life that she's been and how much she's helped me. And yeah, just having the good, support of a good woman goes a long way. It's really something that you need to, take care of if you're lucky enough to find it. But in the community as well as, I never really counted on it. I wasn't, I was going to do this regardless, wherever it goes. And if people help me, they don't, I'm just going to do what I think what I think is right. And, when they come after me and lock me up and did this or did that, the people, my friends and stuff, they started fundraisers for me. I didn't ask, I didn't say anything to anybody. They just already, I'm basically helpless in jail, and they're already, took no time. They were spinning all this stuff up and, covered as, a good portion of my legal bills and stuff. And it's just that the morale support, people were dropping off food and gifts and stuff to my parents and my family. And yeah, it's just like, if there's people that, support you, your community's behind you, and that you're, they're going to take care of you. It's very easy to continue versus when you've got, nobody and nothing. That's a whole other situation. But you always got to start from somewhere. And when we all start, when I started, it was just me in my house and a cat, my girlfriend's cat, and my son, was like a year old at the time. And that was it. Like, I didn't have, and I was still in the military, kind of. I had a blog online first for a little while under a pseudonym, and then I just kind of slowly, crept out of the shadows and then I started uploading videos to YouTube. Well, I was still in the military. They could have got after me, but I was getting angry, and I was like, didn't care, and I was on the way out anyway. But Morgan found one recently, actually, and this was like not 10 years ago, but would have been 2014 or 15, maybe almost 10 years ago, and I looked like a child. But my first video was like, we're bringing in 300, and that was at this time, and that was crazy at that time, almost 300,000 migrants, and that was a huge controversy at the time. Now that's not even a drop in the bucket anymore.
Yeah, no, for real. What, 1 million in 9 months, I think we've gotten, right?
I don't even know. How do you even count that many? Who's counting them? We've got over 1 million that we don't even know where they are or who they are or what's going on. It's just wide open. Like, no one cares. There's nobody in charge anywhere. There's no adults in the building. It's just a free for all. It's like, it's like a bar fight that's completely out of control, and bartender's just chilling. Like, I can't even handle. There's nothing I can do anyway. What do you want me to do? I'm just going to sit here and watch the game while these guys kill each other.
Someone asked me the other day, what things Diagolon does in real life, not just online. And the first thing that came to mind that I said is, well, I'll tell you this, if you're in trouble, they'll help you out. And when we moved across, and you're hitting on that too. When we drove across from Ontario, I was trying to connect with the Alberta Dags. And when one of the things I wanted to do coming out here was like learn how to hunt and to grow food and to provide for the family. Yeah. And like most of us at the time, kind of jobless, penniless, and I showed up. And we were going to go have a meetup, and I just put out the word. I said, hey, I would love to learn how to hunt. And this guy shows up at the meeting. He says, I hear someone's looking for meat. And I was like, yeah, I think that's me. She says, come with me. He takes me to his truck and just gave me 2 of these massive bags full of deer meat. He's like, here, that's for you. And nice. That is basically what Diagolon has been for me in my life, just really a supportive group. Yeah. So cheers to you Dags out there. You've been great. Yeah, they are great. And there's a lot of different things. Like, there's the community support, like the family support, the networking and the peer support and the just the camaraderie of it, but also the Overton window being violently kicked, beaten, and strangled down the road. I mean, we've had averaging 4 major political scandals a year now because of our shenanigans and stuff.
The Emergency Act was, you know, entirely. They'll say, no, it's. I've seen the proof. Again, I know what happened, and it was because of, you know, my stupid mouth and face, and the anti-hate network and all of that. So nearly brought down the federal government, almost nearly killed it, not quite, not yet. Still, and this kind of just little things like, I'm just going to go take a picture with this knucklehead here, and they're going to freak out, and then it's just going to give us a whole other avenue of it, and it works. And it's been just chipping away at this like force field of invincibility that the federal government has. Like, we're the authority and we know everything, and we're just constantly taking pieces out of this and pieces out of that. So people that are like, what do you guys even do? A lot more than you, anonymous nobody who's sitting around complaining all day. Like, I don't have to justify myself to you. Ask them. That's what I'll say now. Like, what do you even do? Ask the community. There's about 50,000 of them. You can ask them what we do in real life. You know, go ahead.
Yeah.
More to that. We're it's not ready yet. I haven't made any formal announcements or anything, but I have been making some statements here and there on Telegram and other places. But we are working, not as, you know, parallel to, it's not a Diagolon project. It's something that, you know, me and some of the other guys are doing outside of that. I mean, there's people that are going to be involved and want to, you know, join and help and stuff. But yeah, we're working on organizing a men's organization nationally right now. So when that's ready to go, I'm sure there'll be a whole anti-hate freak out about that. And
if not already, if not already.
Oh, they're already doing. They've got their tweets and their little violins, and they're all very sad. They're all very upset.